Hey, Parsec, what's good? I'm on somebody's Parsec currently playing Splatoon. And I ain't gonna hold you. It's fun. It's just getting my ass beat is the pain. I'm garbage. This is my first time actually playing it online, too. Sorry I haven't been recording. It's just, I am not in a good mental space. I've been having a bunch of thoughts of just like lashing out on people, and it's just not good to have in my head.
This number is so big.
The person Parsec I'm playing on, they're max money, and they have a bunch of stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this might be on an emulator. Like, I'm actually playing online with people on a Switch emulator. What's up? Okay. Can I? Oh, I can't. I keep forgetting this Wi-Fi. I need to actually kill it. Like, real talk. And I died. Fun. I went to my first day at work, and it was just not a good day. I genuinely, it was just not a good day. It was good. It was just we had some dudes come in acting like they up to work. They were like, "Yo, we work here, baby." I was like, okay, because it was already hot enough, hot as hell outside, me being a gate attendant, counting cash. I was just, when they got to the closing, I wasn't going to charge them the full price, and he also, the manager told me that once it gets to the closing, you don't charge full price for entry. Let's see the rack up. Hey, that's easy. That's easy. Duh. My first game, I won it. Hopefully the footage doesn't look bad on your guys' end. So basically, these dudes were really barging in the employee-only room looking for glasses and saying that, yo, the manager told me I could look for them. He came in the fridge, because we have a fridge. He came in, homie literally just told me, just like nodded at me with a water. I'm like, how did he get that? I told him we don't have water, but he literally went behind into the employees-only room and went to the, he went into the break room and took some water. And as I'm there, some lady had a baby, and her baby like started peeing herself. And I said, "Is your baby potty trained?" She says yes. I said, "Does it have a diaper?" That might be a dumbass question, but I was asking that because I know it just looked like the place was laid back because we barely had any lifeguards, but we had swim pants. And I was seeing like, you know, I could give the swim pants she used to put on the baby, and she was like, "Nah, it's good," because she was like, "Yeah, she has a diaper." And the lady nearby, as she walks away, she says, "I hope that baby doesn't get in the pool because that would be really trifling for that baby to get in the pool after it just peed itself." Told the manager what happened. Told the baby where it peed at. He had got a bucket, put some water, put some bleach, and he had basically just like poured bleach on the concrete. And then it got towards closing, and I seen my homie. I got his Discord, and his girl, and I seen his girlfriend. They're both looking really cute. And I was kind of stranded. I'm all the way in a different part of town, perhaps. All the way in a different part of town, by myself, and it's getting late. I had no phone, and I was calling my mom. And she said, "Ask to see if your dad could pick you up." And I was like, "Nah, he probably won't bring up some lame ass excuse." So I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'll get home on my own. I'll be alright." So thankfully, thanks to my homie, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get home because he caught the bus up there too. So I basically just had to look on his phone because he had the transit app as well. And basically, I seen what time the bus come, hopped on the bus, went to the transit center, hopped on another bus, and I made it home. I don't even know if I want to keep working at this place. Because I already have, like, I'm basically like the most fucking antisocial dude. But once I'm close and cool with you, you cannot get me to shut the fuck up. Because I'm basically telling my social anxiety to go fuck itself. And that social anxiety, while I'm basically telling it to go fuck itself, is basically pushing me out and saying, "Alright, let's see how you handle it without me to like worry you." And then basically, I get anxious and then I come back and it's like, what I thought. He was worrying. Look at that. So it's basically that. Plus my mood changes quite fast. Cause that same day I was acting all friendly, doing extra, like basically like doing more than what I needed to. Cause this is out of my heart. Cause like, you know, it might be a fool, but I still am that chill guy. Or not. Let me not say that. Let me not say nice guy. That's my story. Cause what was the story? So we had these ladies trying to get me to school, and she had 50. She gave me a 10 and she said, y'all about to make me break the 50. Me seeing her, since she already had the 10, I decided it's the end of the day. Fuck it. That's what I thought to myself. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter, I'll take the 10, I'll let you guys in. It's alright, it's the end of the day anyway. I take the 10, put it in the register, give him the wristband, and she was like, "Thank you. God bless your kind heart." I was like, "Thank you." So like at the end of the day, I'm not the type nigga to like see somebody with money scrolling at the end of the day, or like would be both out of shift or up the pool and gonna be like, "Yeah, you can't get in." I ain't gonna be stepped like that. It's just like school's about to close. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna make you pay like full price again. I'm just like, you know what? You guys do this. It's alright. And at the end of the shift, I had to count the cash. Knowing how those dudes are usually coming in and out of the break room, not the break room, but the employees only area. So how to put this? My shed was basically, it had a fence to close it. Like you know how when you go to a food truck, it's windows open, but when it's driving, it's usually closed. So I had closed the window, locked the door, and started counting money. While I'm in there, I never seen so much cash. Probably did when I was working like jobs like last year, like back in 2020. But I counted it up like $1,000 in one day. And that was the management. I counted a bunch of 20s, a bunch of ones. Hey. I counted a bunch of 20s, a bunch of ones, a bunch of 5s. I counted up $1,000. I put the money up back in the register. I let the manager know. He said I was good to go. And then I was struggling on getting a ride home. This lifeguard said he was gonna give me a ride home because he live on the part of town I live in. And then he said his mom was staying downtown. And I was like, man. I asked another lifeguard. No, I asked the manager because the lifeguard said, why don't you ask the manager? He might take you home. He told me where he lived at, and then I said, and then he said, we live in different directions. I can't take you. And I was like, alright. I have no clue what this does. I think that makes me nice. Yeah, I got home. Kind of hungry, and I was kind of like singing this rap song to myself. Basically, like trying to tell myself it's gonna be alright, bro. You might be alone in the city by yourself, but it ain't that big of a deal. Just show people you know how to do it right now. Yeah, it was kind of a long bus ride. Got home before it got dark out. And I got home exhausted from work, really hungry. Cause when I woke up, I literally ate ramen and just said, you know, let's drop out the house. Got to work early, all confident, and then I left that shift feeling like I fucking hated it. Like real shit. I'm in that shift acting like SpongeBob and shit. Cause like, the way that nigga SpongeBob acts, you could give him the worst job and he'll just go out of his way just so he can and just make sure, like, you know, hey, you need some water? Like, hey, you doing good? By halfway through the shift, I just like was still chill, but just like didn't care. Like it was just like those. I'm trying to think, cause it was like these other girls came up to me asking for a refund, talking about the pool is dirty, and I'm like, I don't think I could give you a refund. And then talking about, oh, but your boss said he can. I was just sitting there like, I was just sitting there. I just pictured myself in my line, leaning back in the chair, just like saying, because it was just that stressful. Like, I literally just wanted to say, it is my first day working here. I don't know if I could give you a refund. I frankly don't know. So it just got stressful. And then the other dudes were like, Can't you see you stressing Gangy out? And he was like, yo, yeah, tell him I work here. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, bro, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't even know who fucking work here. I'm just in the back of my mind thinking, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, bro. So I took my break, went to CBS, just hanged out in the break room. I wasn't on my phone much because my phone is dead. And by the time I left, my phone was already dead. It was an Android charger in a CBS. Sadly, my phone is weird, like where I literally had to hold in the charger, holding my phone, holding the charger, and just like kind of like forcing it in there, so I can at least get some juice home. I didn't even get 1% or 2%. I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just go home. catch the bus home, catch another bus, that slingshot me, right? I would go back to the place, but it's just because in our city we have a lifeguard shortage. Meaning, because of that lifeguard shortage, we are short. Originally, I was gonna work 28 hours a week for $9.30 an hour. So when you take the math, pull up this calculator real quick. Let me see that. Yeah. So let's see, 9.30 an hour for a total. Wait, no, fuck. Oh, so let's take it. See, 9.30 times 28. So that means I would have made 200. I keep saying 200 in, but that's what I usually say. I would have made 260 and 40 cents a week before taxes. So if I times it again, x28, x2, that means if I would have if my next week I didn't get paid and got paid that Sunday, I mean that I would have worked 2 weeks making 520, 80. So that means in my first check I would have seen at least 500. It's not bad money, but here's where it gets fucked. So my days I requested for Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Friday. Because of the lifeguard shortage, those 3 days I was gonna work got fucked. So let me make this better. So those 3 days I was gonna work, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday closed. Wednesday closed. Friday closed. And Thursday is the day I request off because I have life group. And then next thing you know, we're open Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and that's it. When I tell you we're short staffed, I mean nigga. You come to this pool, there's one gate attendant, which is me, meaning I take your cash, I give you your change, put on wristbands, and say enjoy the pool. Meaning when it gets hectic, it's like 5 people standing there, a bunch of kids standing there waiting to get in. I'm there dealing with money in the register. I'm fast with hands because I worked in a food truck already doing shit like that. Because we had the square reader and cash register, so I would usually just take the money, give them change. So I already dealt with that. It was just putting on the wristbands, because sometimes people were complaining saying that I put them on too tight, and I'm like, oh shit. I don't think I said oh shit, but I don't think the manager would have cared because he was pretty laid back. He was like laid back. He wasn't like oh you actually messed up the paperclip. What are you doing? He wasn't like that. So yeah. Also, I even told the manager I'm gonna be working at KI, and oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. But basically, I was telling this manager I was gonna be working at this amusement park, and this amusement park has its own what's it called? It has its own resort for its guest owners. I told him I was gonna be working there, and he was like, the managers at that amusement park are a bit like overrated, stubborn. Like I was basically saying like you make one tiny mistake and they make it a big deal. He was like, yeah, you make one tiny mistake and they turn it into like a really big deal. And I was like, oof. So far, when I went to orientation at that amusement park, the whole vibes were just like, we are really glad you're working with us and we want to thank you for that. I didn't get off any corporate vibes or any like pissed off like managers like trying to do too much. But it was a chill orientation for that. As for our short staff, it's just me at the gate attendant. The manager at that pool swings back to being a lifeguard, to helping me at the booth, to like where I would take their money and he would help with wristbands, going back and forth and doing everything. He was even doing like taking these little chemicals, like dye, putting them in, and then he was like holding them out to the light in the natural light from the window from where I perform at. and I'm guessing you put it in the pool. So basically, counting him and the 3 lifeguards, that's 4 lifeguards in total. And this pool is like tiny. It's 4 feet to 6 inches, a big slide, and a little cones, like ice cream cones of like water. They're hooked up on this pole, and they basically just like pour out water. And that's how the pool is. It isn't thick. I'm never forgetting the fact that I told some of the customers, because some of the customers, even the lady was like, well, what happens, like, you sure it isn't high? They don't allow you to dip your feet in the water? And I said, I quote you, I said clearly, ma'am, I do not know how to swim. And she was like, well, they got the right one for this job. I'm never getting over the fact that I asked the lady if she was a senior, and she said, how old she got to be to get the senior discount? 60 plus. I shit you not, this lady says, do I look 60, nigga? I started dying. I just looked at her like, no ma'am. But yeah, the place was chill. It was just hectic. And for the hours I work, if I don't work that amusement park job, I'm just gonna be making $9.30 a week. No, not even a week, but because of those reduced days, if I work 1 day a week, let me see. Let me clock in my hours. That's just 7 hours for 1 week. So if I work another 7 hours, let me take this, $65.10 times that by 2. I'm gonna see $130 in my check, which is barely anything I could do with it. Money is money, but still, what are you gonna do with $130? Say you live alone, you work a job, you get $130 in your first check. By the time you give all that to rent, you are not gonna have anything to yourself. Matter of fact, that's not even enough to cover rent. You're just gonna be late. So that means I'm gonna have to work. I think I'm gonna either work next week or just not go next week. Cause I told them I'm gonna be working until the end of June for my. What the fuck? I told them I was gonna be working to the end of June. So I'll probably just go in next week and that'll be my last day. And do not get me started on the fucking work conditions, my guy. So the break room, there's waters on the floor. Like you go to the grocery store, you get a thing of waters. Tell me why I see a pink liquid just sitting there on the floor. Nothing wiped up, it's just sitting there on the floor. And I'm just like, ugh. And I see that there's no waters. Me being the person I am, I ripped the thing open, put some waters in the refrigerator, and was just chilling it. I kind of got worried, like a little bit anxious, like I thought the manager would be like, hey dude, why are you drinking waters? And I was like, oh. But no, the manager was chill. I asked him for water, despite the fact I already took one earlier. He said, oh, there's waters in the back. And basically, it was good. It's just the conditions at the pool are just grimy. I'll put this. For most pool bathrooms, depending if it's a good pool or not, you either have concrete floor, basically it's like a park bathroom, but as for the bathrooms at the pool, it's concrete. Mirrors look disgusting. It was literally shit on the floor. I'm kidding you not. As I'm leaving the bathroom, I'm just saying to myself, never again. That's how bad it was. Like the conditions were deplorable, and the showers just looked off. It just felt like I'm in prison. Like it felt like I was in a prison bathroom. And I was just like, yeah, no. As for my break, I basically, since I didn't have much money on me, because I had to use my school bus card to get up there, I basically just went to CVS, got me a thing of Pringles, and just used that to hold me over. Because when I got there, I took a can of scorching cheddar Pringles with me, and it just was like I was just snacking on them. And once my break came up, I just ate Pringles and just held me over. Ooh, that is close. GG's. Yeah, I genuinely don't know if I want to go back to that fucking job. Don't get me wrong, the employees were chill, But even the manager itself were telling people that they shouldn't work at the pool. It ain't because the pool is it's deplorable. If that's the word. Cause you're telling people to go to this pool in this other part of town, which is basically like the rich area of my city. And basically, here's something like people their average income as a family, I shit you not, an average family in that part of town, $250K, $250,000, $100,000. And they all got memberships. Like, they got bread. Like, they got bread up there. And so, yeah. Because I remember I was getting a bunch of phone calls. I had this mom on the phone just talking my head off. And we had a lifeguard shortage, and she was basically telling me like how her son is a lifeguard, but he doesn't want to get hired because he doesn't want to do the training. As with me, I can't swim. I'm basically like, if you put me in the water, I'm just gonna be sitting there fucking floating. I'm just gonna be sitting there like an NPC. I'm literally just gonna be fucking walking around in the water. That's all you're gonna see. Because when I took swim lessons, I wasn't even a kid. I think I was like 7 or I think it was like 6 going to the 7th or 7th going to the 8th. I just did not fuck with it at all. Cause when I go underwater, I don't like it. Like, I know you might be thinking like, how the fuck don't you like going underwater? Like a dumbass like me, I'm just gonna be anxious about. I have to hold my breath. I have to swim back up, and it's basically how I am. Y'all ever be like underwater and then you accidentally then you got a sniff, and then just think to yourself, don't sniff underwater, and then you accidentally do, and then you get a bunch of water in your fucking nose? Yeah, that's me. Cause I don't want to accidentally hold my nose or probably plug my nose underwater. Cause I don't want to be swimming one hand and then I got like 2 fingers in my nose covering it from water. And the next thing you know, I get a bunch of water in my nose, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So, yeah, it was just like, I was just not comfortable at all going underwater. Even with fucking goggles, it was just a thing. It didn't help that my mother was also giving me swim lessons, and she was like, how is a younger kid who is afraid of water overcome his fear, learns to swim, but you can't? I literally felt like a fucking failure that day. Like, I damn near was like, my mom was basically telling me like, how you letting a younger kid who's scared of water get a swim lesson, but you can't? Cause I'm like, I'm scared of water. Like, literally. Cause like a nigga like me, I'm just scared of water. I'm not scared of it. I ain't the type of nigga to like where I'm scared to take a bath. Cause I do like showering. I do like taking baths. It's just going underwater is just that thing. Cause I feel like I gotta do too fucking much just to do that. And then being a lifeguard is different. Cause that means I would have to be in charge of saving people, and just having that anxiety and stress on me is just no. Just no. So in short, I just don't like going underwater. That's why. So I might not go back to work. And then as for how I'm doing mentally, let me turn on this music real quick.
Searching for music for your next...
I was saying, I just be having Alright, I had to test my mic. It's just like, I don't like going to the water. Cause I feel like without goggles, it's hard to see. Cause like, I gotta look underwater. I can't blink, can't breathe. Just hold your breath. It's just like, I feel like I'm just too fucking much. But still, it's just, I feel like if I would've got swim lessons as a baby, I would've been more comfortable going to the water. Cause I would've just been a kid. I wouldn't have been so anxious. I would've just been like, water! Cause I'm not built for that underwater shit, dog. Cause I was literally having that thought in the back of my head, like, how the fuck can't you not swim, but you're working as a gate attendant at the pool? Literally, I work as a gate attendant. I don't touch the water, I don't go in the water. That's me. So yeah, that was my kind of rant about my work day. I know it's hard to keep up with how I talk and shit, cause I would like bounce from topic to topic. I could literally be telling you guys how my day at work went to something else. So it was kind of like me just having like changing my topics up fast. And that's with that, yeah. As for me not feeling well, I just been in some communities, not gonna name them, of course, like where I just been having really bad thoughts about myself. Cause like people really like make fun of me and shit. And it's all out because the community is like, fuck me. I get it. But it didn't help one day that the creator was like, am I bullying you? I was like, no. The creator was like, well, you do come here. So it doesn't matter. I can say anything or do anything. You can say anything against me. But if I say something against you, don't get like all shocked. But it's basically saying like, you can clap at me, but don't get upset if I clap back. I have no issue with that. It's just, with the whole community, I'm just like, where if I talk, I feel like if I talk, I'm gonna get told to shut the fuck up. Or like, I'm gonna get told that nobody cares. I'm gonna get told that, something. Or just basically just fucked up insults. And with those insults, I feel like I respond in like worse and worse. Instead of responding back with a toxic insult, I'll bring back a threat. Like, always saying like, oh, I'll threaten to hurt you, or I'll threaten to beat you up, or I'll threaten to hit you up. And considering with how I've been through a lot of shit, with like bullying, that shit just left like not a bad mark on me, but just like a whole bottle just pissed off. Just like pissed off energy, rage, anger, violence, and retaliation. All mixed in a cocktail, sitting in my heart, just like energy. In my mind, it's just sitting there. I think it would be right to think. Because the energy, it doesn't come from like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Like, why are you mad? You deserve the question. It comes from a place like where I'm just fucking tired. So when that violence comes out, it's not me on some like, yeah, on some edgy shit. It's just where, it's just like, it comes from the heart and the head. When you have to succumb to that stuff for years, just bullying, especially what I went through, you're just not gonna know what the fuck to do. Because when I went through all that trauma, I just told myself to man the fuck up and just be better. But after that, it's just like, how much more can I take of this? This is really like, what's holding me back from just ending it all one day? Like, it really fucks you up. Plus, it already fucks me up and makes me more upset, like how I may never be taken seriously. Or how one day, niggas might just make fun of me. Like, you know, like, I just keep thinking, like, you know, everywhere you go or every place you are gonna go, you're just gonna get bullied and fucked with. And then, it's just like, is that input lag? Oh, no, it's lagging. That's not good. But yeah, I just kind of feel like anywhere I go, I'm just gonna get made fun of for fucking with. Cause like niggas will actually say shit that get me upset. Or I could just literally just ask a question. Like, for instance, I remember back in December, I asked how to beat this one boss in a fighting game. Fighting game I'm not gonna name because instead of getting answers on how to do it, I got gaslit and basically said, you're just ass the game. And then basically someone said you should play this game, which will probably fuck that up. And that just hurt me personally. Because having someone treat me as like I'm stupid, or try to call me like I'm stupid, or like I'm a dumb person, it just like fucking upsets me. Because people will think the worst shit about you, or like a false image of you, and then get upset when you don't portray that false image. Cause like, like I know last year for my senior homies, which I really miss because I graduated, and I also missed the graduation because I was sick. I listened to this girl song called Rocket, which is basically spelled Rocket is basically a song. When you listen to it, your first question is gonna be, what the fuck am I listening to? The whole point of the song is basically just reject false icons. Let me look up reject false icons real quick. As Google says, according to Noodle, reject false icons means many things. One of them is a think for yourself. The phrase is meant to say that people should appreciate things like music and other media, but not idolize them. Also, they should pick what they like, not what the media likes. So basically, just don't always wait in the media and think like, oh, if the media think this is cool, then this might be cool. Like, no, like what you wanna like. Just be yourself. Just don't be fucking weird. Just don't be a weirdo. Like, respect false icons and reject false icons. Like, just because you see the media doing something or did right something doesn't mean you should hop on. Cause like, niggas will see a show getting hated and just going to hate. But these are the same niggas that don't have no idea what the show is about. No idea what the fuck it is. And just hop on the hate train. And it's just like that mob mentality of shit, that mob mentality. It's just like, instead of going with the unpopular opinion as a mob mentality, you basically just like follow the mob. So meaning, if there's a mob of niggas hating the show, you would just join that mob and be like, yo, this show sucks. Instead of being like, go and watch the show for yourself, and then see your actual reaction. So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like the sport, like. Cause I know that community loves me and shit, but it's just like those niggas are toxic, and I feel just like one day it's just like I might snap. Like yeah, they are a cool community. Don't get me wrong. Don't even make it like, oh, I hope you're okay. Fuck that community. It's like they're good people. It's just like they're toxic. So it's just. I just been having fun about going off on people, and it's not good. But another good news, I got some food right now, and it's delicious. I'm doing both. Have a good Pride Month. Big love to my LGBTQ plus homies and to my friends as well.